One. Welcome everyone, I'm the Hero, so enjoyed by Pink, and this is the Shut Your Mouth Lounge, episode 289.
We're 1 week away from 290. It's gonna be good. Gonna be a landmark.
We're so close to episode 300.
Yep, 10 more. 10 more, and then we've hit the big 300.
And we'll do nothing.
That is fact. That is a cold, hard truth right there.
I mean, to be real, what's gonna happen is for episode 300, I will probably pester y'all to choose whichever Shut Your Mouth Lounge logo that y'all liked when we did it for my birthday. We did the design session. I'll pester y'all to choose one, and then I'll make it, and then we'll switch over to using that. And that's it. That's the big happening on Shut Your Mouth Lounge episode 300. We changed the logo again. The thing that I've firmly established as the thing that we do.
Yes.
So yeah. Pink.
Yeah.
What is coming out on your channel?
What is coming out on my channel? As per usual, there will be WWE 2K23 NXT Universe mode coming out. There will be Street Fighter stuff coming out. There's gonna be a lot of ranked Street Fighter coming out. So yes, lots of 2K23, lots of Street Fighter. And
have you been grinding away a lot in Street Fighter?
Pardon me?
Have you been grinding away in Street Fighter, or just trying to get everyone ranked?
Just getting everyone ranked. I've not grinded anyone yet except for Cammy. Sorry, ignore that. I was playing Mario Kart and fell off a cliff. That's why my voice trailed off as if I was dying.
Yeah, that's how you're supposed to pronounce her name. Cammy?
Yes, you're always supposed to pronounce Cammy as if this is the first time you've ever heard of the concept of Cammy. Ever. Great. But yeah, I've only grinded away with Cammy in the ranked mode thus far. And by grinded away, I mean played more than the amount of matches required to obtain the rank. Yeah. So, yeah. For a fact, I've got all the ladies sorted out and ranked. I played as Dawson. That went stupendously because I knew that was gonna be a fun one.
Yeah, that's Dawson.
Yeah.
I mean, think the only Dawson move I can do consistently is teleport,
and I can't even do that.
Yeah, and with teleport, I got Dawson to Silver 1, so it's genuinely a thing of if you can go into training mode, not for pretty much any actual training. If you just go into training mode, open up the command list, and then just go okay, I see it tells me forward and special button. All right, that's all I need. Quit. You can get a good rank with that.
All right then. I'll have to keep that in mind for when I decide to grind away with Dawson. He'll become my new main. Anyway, yeah, I for sure got Dawson done. I don't remember if I've got anyone else done though. I think it's just the ladies and Dawson. Though I could be forgetting one or two of the dudes.
Yeah.
Let's see. Anything else coming out on the channel? I don't recall having recorded anything else or having anything on the back burner. There might be Gladius in the future. That depends on if I feel like playing a solo session, though, because Alex is probably going to be under the weather this week. That is why he's not here currently yet, by the way. He's currently battling a sore throat, so he won't be able to talk.
It's not his sore throat, it's someone else's.
Yeah. I mean, he's dealing with somebody else's sore throat entirely, so I don't really get why he can't provide commentary. But that's just a personal decision every man must make for himself.
Yeah.
But yeah, that should wrap up everything on my channel, I think. There's probably some key thing that I'm missing and completely forgetting that's super important and it just slipped my mind, but I don't think there is. So yeah.
Alright. Well, as for my channels, nothing on the main channel. Haven't got any work done. honestly, at this point, I might just review Street Fighter 6 next because it's what I've been playing for the past month.
Yeah, that's fair.
So that I also already have a good bit of footage just from what we recorded. So
That's true. All the
but
elements are
yeah,
there.
maybe I'll do that. As for the second channel, something's bound to come out on Friday, probably ahead in time or whatever.
All right.
And for the group channel, on Monday, Ringo Starr gets destroyed in Fire Pro.
Excellent.
Then we find the Turtle Club in Dark Souls 2.
You find a what now?
The Turtle Club.
Oh,
Turtle.
okay. I don't know how to take that.
For the short this week, we have more Street Fighter 6, Who the Tunk.
Very, very, very nice.
Then on Friday, you have more CVS 2. And finally, on Saturday, you'll have more Street Fighter 6. So Saturday is the Street Fighter 6 time slot, I guess, for now.
Nice. Every time you say CVS, I always get so confused because I can never remember what that acronym stands for, and I immediately default to pharmacy.
Yeah, the whatchamacallit, the pharmacists are duking it out.
Precisely.
But it's not just CVS, it's CVS 2, it's the second one. They added more pharmacists.
the sequel to the pharmacy you all know and love, CVS 2.
So yeah. Then Pink, what have you been up to?
What have I been up to? Well, obviously, lots of Street Fighter 6. Lots and lots of Street Fighter 6. Having a grand old time with that. And probably nothing new to say there, because I feel like we've already unless we've come to some major establishments or revelations in the past couple of weeks, I don't think I can hit on anything new there.
I mean, I have figured out that the reason that some people dislike Drive Rush is because it eats your input, and people abuse
I don't
that.
know what a drive rush is.
You know when they turn green and run at you?
No.
Well, that's a game mechanic. They can turn green and run at you, and when they turn green, if you press an attack button, it doesn't come out, and you will get hit.
So it's the run to death button?
No, because if they're running, and you hit the button, you're trying to like counter them running at you. You just eat their attack because whatever attack you put out gets cancelled by them running.
I see. So it's like an
And like
invincibility run.
Yes, and like this is a problem. It could be a bigger problem if more people knew about this.
Yeah.
I've only fought like 2 people that actually knew that you could eat people's inputs with that. They were annoying to fight. It sucked. But at least it was only 2 people, and I've been playing the game for over 100 hours. So
Right.
At those odds, whatever. It sucks, but I also have to put up with fucking modern Jamie and modern Cammy and modern Zangief. If he actually knows which one the grab button is. And those are also annoying to
Is
fight.
modern Cammy all that oppressive?
Yes.
Oh.
But modern Cammy can be oppressive if you know what combos to link into what combos and shit. So like, if you want her to be very oppressive, she can be, especially since one of the things that modern Cammy has access to is her jab, and her jab stops everything.
Oh.
Like I've fought modern Cammies that do nothing but fucking spiral arrow and jab, and they died because I know how to block. But it's still annoying to fight around.
Yeah.
Like I am not claiming that these strategies are like bad or that they're unfair or whatever. I think they're unfun, which is a different quality. And don't get me started on the fucking Shotos in modern. Because like once again, it's one of those things where like if the person is learning the game and they're using modern to learn the game, like you are, for example, fine, whatever. But there's sometimes I fight modern players and it's obvious that they're not like they're not either the people like you who are trying to learn the game, and they're not the people who know what they're doing and they're using it for a competitive edge, which I still think I still don't like those people, but at least they can have be fun fights because they know what they're doing, and I can tell that they know what they're doing, regardless. But there's this awkward middle ground where people learn a gimmick, and this is true for classic controls as well, but it's harder to do on classic. But there's this middle ground where people learn a gimmick, and they do that one gimmick, and if you can exploit that gimmick, if the gimmick doesn't work on you, they die. But either which way, it's annoying to fight around because you're forced to interact with this one like sequence of events
Right.
over and over again,
Right.
and you do nothing else. Like this isn't a modern controls issue. It's just emphasized by modern, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, that being said, I've also fought Flow Trotters on classic, and they were like those fights are nice because with classic there's a chance that they'll fuck up the fireball or whatever, and at least that's funny because then you can like one of the things that modern takes out is you can see people cracking under pressure and fumbling the inputs because they there's no inputs for them to fumble.
That's true.
Because like it is funny whenever you crack or the opponent cracks, and you just fuck up the input and you go, oh, and then you die. But yeah, I guess if you want to hit Street Fighter 6, because that's also what I mostly I've done.
Oh, we can hit Street Fighter 6 in that case.
I got Juri, Ken, and Ryu to gold. Which Ryu used to be my worst character according to rank, but there was a thing that happened. I'll get into it later.
Oh no!
And I just went, okay, I'll see if I can rank him up if I actually am that shit with Ryu. I'm not. There's not. No, the guy who's been playing, the guy who used to play Ryu in Street Fighter 2, and then went on to Ryu but with more moves, and has been playing Ryu but with more moves ever since. There's that. Actually knows how to play Ryu. Somehow. Like, I'm not gonna say that I'm like a master at Ryu, because obviously I'm not, but I got him up to gold.
I'd say gold is
which
pretty
seems to be my
good.
baseline.
I mean, I imagine silver is gonna be your average players. Silver or bronze. That's where most of the average players are grouped in. So I would say gold and above is pretty good.
Yeah, the last I heard, silver was the median, where like if you're above silver, then technically you're above average, and
Right.
then once you get into like
That's how
flat,
it typically is. I mean, I don't play fighting games. I'm basing all this knowledge entirely off of like Overwatch and Rainbow Six Siege, which is probably very different. But silver is usually where your slightly above average players are. Then bronze is your average and below. Then anything above silver, you can pat yourself on the back because you're doing fairly good.
yeah,
And then you've got the platinum and like diamond, which are just gods.
yeah. And then in Street Fighter 6, there's also master above diamond, or not diamond.
Which are
what?
Which are I'm trying to think of something to compare that to, but I can't think of anything.
Second god.
Right.
I don't know. I don't really like. I don't know about traditional ranking systems. I only know Tekken's a bit, but they change it. Like Tekken changes it every game. So even though like I technically know some of Tekken, I also still don't know Tekken's because they change it every game. But yeah, the like I have fought platinum people in Battle Hub, and I have actually taken rounds with my jury of a platinum 4 DJ, which means that I might be able to brute force my way into platinum 1 with jury.
Oh my!
Because platinum 1 isn't platinum 4. And the Platinum 4 DJ whipped my ass, but I also took a couple rounds of him. So that means there's a chance.
There's always a chance.
And like, even then, like, Honda is in Platinum for me. Zangief is, if I actually tried to rank Zangief, I might be able to get Zangief into Platinum. Because I have him at Gold 4.
Oh my.
Yeah. I am pretty sure, just based off of my experiences and how I feel playing the characters, I'm pretty sure my worst character, my actual genuinely worst character in this game is Chun-Li.
That's not a surprise.
She just kind of feels like she's missing things. And it's really just that I don't know her combos. That's probably what I'm missing, because whenever I fight a competent Chun, they know combos.
So when I took
But who knows?
Chun-Li into
Yeah.
ranked, her,
Yeah.
Axe has always said she's got a lot of things to her that on their own just aren't good. Chun-Li players have to know exactly what they're doing with exactly what they've got. And that's not me. I would never be able to play Chun-Li.
Yeah.
So I had the dumbest rounds in ranked because I just took all the tools I had at my disposal and ignored them. And like 50% of all my fights, I just ran in, got a grab, rinse, wash, repeat, etc. I legit had a round that I actually won, where the only maneuver I did was the grab, and it was dumb.
Think that's an actual competitive strat. You figured out throw loops.
Well, I guess they should put me in
That
Platinum
is
7 then, because yeah, that was the dumbest round I've ever witnessed in my entire career of playing fighting games, which consists of all of however long Street Fighter has been released. Well, not even that, because I didn't buy it on release date, but you get what I'm saying.
Yeah. I mean, depending on where you draw the line, your competitive fighting game knowledge either starts here with Street Fighter 6, or it's 4 years back when I first kicked your ass with fucking Green Arrow.
That's also true.
And then both of us were surprised that I kicked your ass with Green Arrow, because I hadn't played fighting games in 5 to 10 years, and you hadn't played fighting games pretty much, aside from Injustice.
Yeah.
And that really was a thing of like I remember that was a thing of like, y'all didn't know that I played fighting games, because it never came up. I figured well, whatever, people don't really play fighting games anymore.
Right.
So I just hadn't told y'all that I played fighting games. Injustice was on a free weekend with Xbox, and you two already had owned Injustice. So I went in, okay, it's something for us to do. They're gonna beat my ass, but whatever, it's gonna be fun. and then I proceeded to do like competent rushdown, because actually I played Tekken Tag 2 online against randos, and before that I've played fighting games for most of my life. So
we unleashed the hidden power that day.
yeah, no, the hidden power was unleashed in Virtua Fighter 5,
That is also true.
which was, I believe, 2 weeks later.
Yeah.
And then I will never forget that in Virtua Fighter 5, you sign out by saying, tune in next week when Eddie kicks our ass again. And then we recorded Tekken 7, and I went unbeaten in that game too. You do.
I was well aware. I could feel the power.
But yeah, like the salt, the vast amounts of salt in Visual Fighter 5, like we'll never get that again, because Davion isn't. I've broken Davion's competitive match back, and I'm not sure you ever had one. And I try to keep mine undercover. Like I don't. I try to keep myself from being too competitive, because if I actually genuinely try to be competitive, then I turn into a big asshole. like not just a big asshole, but also a crybaby on top of that. So like it ain't good.
I think when it comes to fighting games, my whatever exists of competitiveness. I'm one of those excuse makers where the games are not taking my inputs or whatnot. I can't use that as much
Oh yeah,
in
yeah, yeah.
Street Fighter 6 since I can use modern controls and not have to do input, so that's kind of terrible and terrifying because now all the blame falls squarely on me. But still,
I mean, Pink, there's a fix right in front of you. Switch to
I'll
classic,
just
and then
switch
you
to
can just go. I
classic.
still, yeah, and then you can go. I still don't know how to play with classic.
They gave me the option of the training wheels mode, but I'm going to use classic. I'm still not going to know what I'm doing, so I can still make all the excuses I want.
Yeah. Like see the like it, I'm not too far from that. Like W made fun of me a couple of weeks back, which by the way I listened back, assholes. Like, you don't think, but I listen. I'm in your balls right
Oh
now.
no!
But yeah, W made fun of me a couple of weeks back. But like I complain about things that I feel are not well developed. If I can see what the reason that they are the way they are, then I will complain less. I will still be like, well, this sucks. But I will at least be like, well, I understand why they made this way, but it still sucks.
Right.
You know, like modern. Y'all thought that I like had a like I despised modern and every modern player alive, and like would just wish ill upon them, and not really. Like I think modern is a bit overtuned maybe, and modern definitely makes it easier for people to be annoying. But that's not really a modern thing. Like people, I have fought people online who were annoying. If you remember the first one of the first rage quits that I sent y'all was in Street Fighter 5, where I did a round where I just flowcharted Akuma very hard because the guy I was fighting was flowcharting Nekali into literally two specials and movement. And it just annoyed me to no end, so I went, okay, fuck it. If you want to play the game in an unfun way, then I will play the game in an unfun way. And I just proceeded to fucking perfect them, if memory serves. Doing nothing but throw and Tatsumaki. The wheel kick. Yeah, I did nothing but those two. I alternated between those two, so whenever he tried to parry throw, I would kick him, and whenever he tried to block the kick, I would throw him. And he rage quit. which he rage quit at the last moment because he got stunned, and then I hit the one the singular third move in that round, which was a Shoryuken. Because they couldn't block it at that point. So it's not like the people that I dislike fighting against would just cease being if modern didn't exist. It would be harder for them to do what they do, which I guess low-key fault modern for, but like it's not the end of the world. I can play around it. It's just gonna suck,
Yeah.
Like the things which by the way, that's construction in the background. If you can't hear, which I'm sure you can
right now. I was worried that somebody was coming into your house with a chainsaw to kill you or something, but no, I can tell it's a drill in the background.
Oh, it's not a drill. It's a rotary tool. It's a
same.
We call it
type
flexo
of,
here.
mechanic.
Yeah, similar movement. Yes. But yeah, what was I gonna say? Shit. So yeah, like the things that I actually have a problem with in Street Fighter 6 are like just drive impact, which the one where people turn comic.
Oh
style.
yeah, that's
I don't know what to call
that's
it.
the only
graffiti.
major issue I've been having with Street Fighter 6. It's 6, right? Yeah, it's 6.
Yeah.
The drive impact where I don't know what the deal with drive impact is, because
it's supposed to be a get off me button, but it's a lot of times in my matches it's a free round button where they like round no, not round, turn. There we go. That's the right terminology because it means different things. But yeah, like it's supposed to be the thing that like if you're getting pressured, then you can just pop it, and then if the pressure doesn't extend more than like 2 hits, if it's 3 or more, then it gets broken. But whatever. If it's like they're trying to pressure you with a big punch, then if they punch you, it doesn't matter. You just punch them instead, and then you can get out of the corner or whatever. That's supposed to be the intended purpose. But a lot of times, in my experience, it's just oh shit, I can't actually do footsies. I'm gonna just do this button so that they can't actually attack
that's
me.
what I noticed with it, where it's when you get into that position of footsies, the drive impacts seem to be used more so as an opener that you have to block or parry or just not be stupid and try to hit through it like I do 95% of the time and fail.
Yeah, one of the things that I can give you as a couple of like a thing to parry it is obviously, well, you can parry it for one. You can jump over it, which you figured out. You can throw it, which you probably figured out.
I think
One of the ways to yeah
initially, and I'll have to. I'm going through the Street Fighter 6 footage, the ranked footage I've got right now. Well, not right now this second, but as we were,
yeah
or as I woke up this morning, that was the thing I started on before the podcast. So I can see the slight improvements that I made throughout ranked mode, where I actually do learn that I can jump over the drive impact, and eventually I learned that I can throw the drive impact. But yeah, for like 9 or 10 rounds, it's like I just see every drive impact. And I actually went to the Discord when I was doing the ranked playthrough a week ago or so. I was like, "What do you do about the graffiti spaghetti?"
graffiti yeah
And then Alex, it was either Alex or you. One of you guys said it was probably you. I think it was you. This sounds like a you thing to actually jump in and provide input on, where you're like, oh, just hit the drive impact button to counter it, or grab it, jump over it, etc. And I
yeah
actually did learn that before you put the comment in, where I was playing a match, and then I figured out, oh, I can hit the drive impact button myself, and that's what counters it into the other graffiti version. Okay.
yeah. And so the thing with that is that like this driving fact is a source of a lot of frustration for me, not just because I find it hard to counter, which is a me problem. Like that's something that I'll have to get over. But like just inherently as a design thing, there's parts of it that I don't like. Like namely how it reduces footsies or not, well, footsies, combos, okizemi, a lot of things. Not combos, I'm dumb, but whatever. Like footsies and okizemi, which is wake up, like wake up
Yeah.
pressure. Like it reduces those to do jabs.
Right.
Don't do nothing. Do jabs because you can cancel the jabs into drive impact.
Aha.
And so that's one of those things that like if you have a character who can do fast jabs like Kemi, then you can either just jab them 3 times and it breaks the drive impact and they can't do anything, or
Ah.
well they can do something, but they won't hit you with the drive impact
Yeah.
at least.
That was one thing I was noticing when I was playing the ranked. It was like sometimes I'll hit them, and it'll hit enough times that it cancels the drive impact, but sometimes I'll be hitting him and thinking, shouldn't that cancel the drive impact? And it doesn't. So now that I
Yeah,
know that there's an
it
actual
seems,
number behind it, that makes a lot more sense.
but that's the thing. Some moves don't
Oh,
count. Yeah, sometimes fuck you, eat the drive impact.
fair enough.
But generally, if you can do 3 jabs fast enough, it should break. But yeah, alternatively, if you want to take the turn back, because if you break it, it resets to neutral. If you want to take the turn back instead, then you can just hit them with a jab to check them if they're doing drive impact, and then do the cancel the jab into drive impact yourself, which is what people do.
Aha.
But yeah, like it leads to this thing where, like, to me, like, one of the things that I like about neutral, which I don't do a lot of neutral because I play Rushdown, but whenever I'm forced to play neutral, one of the things I like about doing neutral isn't just throwing out the safest move that I have. It's the variety of, okay, well, I know that they're gonna, or I don't know, but I'm reading, like, I am making the assumption that they will go for a jump in, so I can do this move, and they will and if they do that move, then I can hit them with this move, and this move is unsafe. If they don't do that move, then I'm eating shit. But if they do that move, then they eat shit.
Yeah.
Like, that's an interesting get up that I have to reckon with pretty much every second of a match. Whenever footsies is abound. And drive impact a lot of times in low ranks. At high ranks, it stops being a thing. Kinda. Well, high ranks, I say as a gold player,
Well,
I
that's still a
guess.
lot higher than me, so fair enough. You're the
Yeah,
expert here.
I guess so.
I'm not. I'm definitely not.
But yeah, at low ranks, it's just driving back out the ass, and it's really unfun. If you can if you can get to silver pink, like in high silver, in low silver it gets a lot less. In high silver, it nearly disappears, and it starts actually being used for the purposes it's supposed to be, where it's a counter.
Right, right.
Which is why I'm complaining less about it, because nowadays, whenever I get caught by a driving impact, it's usually people who actually know what they're doing, and they're actually using it for its purpose, and I'm just getting caught off guard because I forgot it existed, instead of, you know, instead of people using it as another jab.
Right, yeah.
But yeah, I definitely notice, like, sometimes people, while getting ranked, or sometimes people slip through the cracks, and a person whose entire gimmick is I do the drive impact slips into like high silver, and I go, how the fuck did this person get to high silver?
They got the lucky matchups.
Yeah, like, a lot of matchmaking also seems to be luck. I saw someone say this, and they said that it's a scrub quote, which is, people like, scrubs are people complaining about things that they don't know, which, some people would call us scrubs. Like W,
That's fair.
because saying this part of the gameplay doesn't seem as well thought out of as it may seem, or doesn't work the way it seems to be intended, or whatever. That obviously means that you just don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Any complaining, you're just a hater. But anyway, like, it's one of those things where, like, sometimes it's true, but at the same time, I've seen it. I've seen that sort of those sorts of statements used to just disregard any sort of actual criticism so much that I just like it. I'm just like, oh, fuck off. Sometimes criticism actually has merit, you know.
Unbelievable.
But yeah, what was I gonna say? But yeah, like, once you get to high silver, then in theory you should be able to counter driving back spammers.
To look forward to in
Which,
5 years.
I mean, Pink, if you actually actually dedicate time to playing ranked, and by dedicate time I mean just literally play the game. Like, if you just play the game online, you will get to the point where you won't have to face those people,
All right.
because you will naturally, just through getting beaten, you will pick up pointers for what you're supposed to be doing. Like, that's why that's why W said that I improved a lot, because I just took pointers. It's not even a thing of, like, the people send me messages or whatever. Like, the only message I've received in battle hobby event was just, good games, keep up the good work, in all caps. But it's just one of those things where, like, you fight, I don't know, 5 people in a row, and all five of those people jump when they don't wake up, because they're afraid of getting thrown. Then you know that you need to do an anti-air whenever they wake up, because then people will get hit. Which, like, I'm putting it into technical terms, but basically, if you try to throw someone when they're getting up and they're jumping instead, then you know to jump up and kick them.
Right.
And that's basically the method of, like, all right, I'm gonna go die. I'm gonna lose 15 matches, and then I'm gonna win one, but I will obliterate that one. because the last 15 matches have taught me to not take shit. which actually is a thing that has happened to me multiple times in this game. Although my favorites have to be the people who have an obvious gimmick, and apparently they know that they have an obvious gimmick that if you can play around, then they cannot win, because whenever I match up with them in ranked, they always quit when they lose. And at that point, like, it's one of those things where, like, once again, I'm not really a competitive minded person. I care about rank as much as it's funny for me to say that I'm a platinum ranked player. Once I'll get there, or it's fun for me to say that I'm a gold ranked player right now.
Yeah.
Because I never gave a shit about that, and it's funny. It would be funny for me to be a high rank, just because I don't care. like like I'm not really, I'm not like watching people discover tech or whatever, learning combos or whatever. It's literally just whatever the fuck I know already, and whatever I can pick up by getting beaten.
Yeah.
So, uh, I was gonna go with with this somewhere. Fuck. But whatever. Basically, yeah, I've gotten everyone out of any rank under silver. But I will now try to move everyone into gold. And once everyone's into gold, I will try to move. No, actually, I will leave Luke. Luke can be on silver. Fuck Luke. But yeah, once everyone who matters is in gold, I will move them in. I will try to move the people that I actually like into platinum, because it just strikes me as funny. And I mean, Honda's already there, and I don't even like Honda that much. He's just the guy that I default to as well, Alex won't play him. And that's pretty much why I play Honda. Whenever I play Honda, it's just, well, Alex won't play him, even though he's his two favorite Street Fighter characters mixed. It's Zangief with a Psycho Crusher.
Yeah.
But then that's also a thing of like, well, yeah, Honda is Zangief with a Psycho Crusher in the same way that DJ is Guile with more moves. But yeah. Oh yeah, I guess a thing of note for me for Street Fighter 6 is I have figured out how you do Kimberly's combos, like Kimberly's cross-up combo, whatever. It's not a combo, but it's a cross-up that she just has built into her normal moves.
Ah.
And because I figured that out, I have already fought good Kimberly. So I already knew her brother and brother combos.
Ah.
And yeah, Kimberly, once you actually know how you're supposed to use her stuff, can be fun, which is more than I can say about Luke. Not like I have genuinely come around on most of the new cast, at least gameplay wise, because like Jamie, I don't like Jamie replacing the twins, because I like the twins, and the twins play a lot more fun in my opinion.
You said twins, and I didn't know who you were talking about at first, so I thought there was a legit character who's just two at the same time.
Yeah, his name is Twins with a Z. He was in Fourth Punch,
Ah.
but only in Fourth Punch.
What a tragedy. Shame that series never took off.
Yeah. But yeah, really, it's a thing of like the twins had their own fighting styles that were very similar, but differed in meaningful ways in the specials. I like Yun better. Jamie is more like Yang. So basically, it's like, well, okay, technically some of the moves that featured on that character are here, but worse, because he also has the other guy's moves, but also the other guy's moves aren't the same still. But Jamie's kind of the worst of both worlds when it comes to the twins for me. And then you have the actual Jamie specific stuff, and that's fine. Like honestly, if I try to not think about the actual like twins moves that he has, well, the quote unquote twins moves that he has, then Jamie is fine. But whenever I try to think of him, I just like, look at what they've done to my boys. I mean, it's like the Capri, but worse. You've played Street Fighter 4. We've played Street Fighter 4 on the
Yeah.
channel thing. But I don't believe you remember who
I
DiCaprio
don't.
is. So imagine if DiCaprio is Cammy, but a charge character.
Well, that sounds like Cammy, but not fun.
Yeah, that's how I feel about Jamie.
Fair enough.
But yeah, like Manon, I'm still of the opinion that Manon needs a bit of retuning. Like, you know, W said that she needs the stacks to stay to be competitive. I don't see it, but even if so, then just change some damage values on her punches, please. Because, like, you know, I want the consistency of like either the stuff that makes sense to stays during between the rounds, or they don't. Like Manon's throws being on a stacking system don't make sense at all to me. But if they have to be, then I'm fine with them making them go away between rounds, but not completely, because she does need them, like generally. But I feel like it would be a lot more fun to fight Manon if she couldn't just throw you 3 times and then you die because she won the last round.
Yeah.
Or if the what you call it, if the stacking system for Manon stays at 6th round in the way that it is, then Jamie should keep being drunk into the next round, because why would he get sober? It's been like 5 seconds.
That's a good point.
Or like, you know, Jury's feng shui engine resets between rounds, so she has to charge them in any round whenever she wants to use them. Why does it lose charge? Like, you know, at that point, why doesn't everyone just keep their charges?
That's another good point.
And that's definitely one of those things. But like, I'm not gonna say that Manon is poorly designed, because I don't think she is. But someone who understands more about character, like what you call it, like gameplay design for these characters, would need to explain to me why it actually makes sense that Manon keeps her charges, because as it is right now, I just don't see how, like, I don't see what justifies her charges sticking around
When everyone else has
when everyone,
features like that don't stick around, that it does become an interesting
yeah,
point of discussion.
yeah. And then Lily, I fucking hate Lily. It's T-Hawk. Like, I say that I actually don't mind playing as Lily or playing against Lily as much anymore. I have faced some modern Lilies that were nightmares to fight.
I believe it.
Because, you know, it's like, because, you know, like, if I have fought a classic Lily that played like a modern Lily, and that person was a fucking like monster. I was scared for the entire match. I was like, what you need to know about modern Lily, Pink? I don't know if you fought modern Lily.
I don't think
Well, a
I've
good
fought
one,
any
I mean.
lilies to
Because,
this point. It's all Jamie's.
yeah, modern Lily can just pretty much just fly up to you and then immediately throw you for 30% damage.
Yeah. I think I've done that as Lily a
And, you
couple
know,
times.
and like, you know, classic Lily doing that still happens, but it's more it's more difficult to pull off, because you actually have to input the full circle to the grab. Whereas modern Lily presses 4 buttons,
Right.
and because it's just 4 buttons, modern Lily can do it a lot more consistently and a lot faster. And boy,
Yeah.
but yeah, like most of my problems with Lily just literally just come from the fact that she is T-Hawk, and I don't like T-Hawk. Like, it's not her fault that I don't like. It's not her fault that I don't like her. I just don't.
That's fair. I simply don't like Guile. Nothing about Guile,
Yeah,
but it's everything about Guile.
yeah, that's fair. I mean, the funny thing is, like, technically, I don't even like Guile. I just play Guile because Guile is mechanically very similar to a character that I like in KOF, as in, like, 1-to-1.
Ah.
The guy that I play in KOF was a ripoff of Guile initially, and then they gave him different moves and changed that. They removed his projectile.
Ah,
But there are games when they are 1-to-1 identical.
funny.
Yeah. And so that's the reason that I know how to play Guile, because I know how to play the character that I like in KOF. And that's also why I play Guile sometimes, because once again, I know how to play this character because it's very similar to the other guy I play in KOF, so whatever. But I don't even like Guile, he's boring. He's the most interesting he's been in a while in Street Fighter 6, just because his story is, I have retired, or very close to it. I am not doing any army stuff. I am just trying to talk to Ken and make him let me help him, and failing at it. And that's a lot more interesting than army.
Yeah.
Which, like, I don't actually know if that's what Tal has been doing for the past. Like, technically he was on revenge plot and shit like that, but like, I don't know. Whenever I saw Guile in anything, he was just in the background saluting, going army. So like,
Yeah. That's Guile. Just doing army things.
yeah. But yeah, and JP's good. JP's scary.
That is a fact.
Like, I don't. I think on like close to release week, one of the first matches I had online was against a JB that would probably be in platinum by now, if not higher. Just going off of the experience I've had in the game since then. But yeah, I fought a Jamie, and he didn't zone. He didn't need to zone. The screen was made up of spikes, and he was always teleporting above me, constantly. And I don't mean that as in, like, he kept this, like, he timed it right. I mean, he genuinely did. But the picture I'm trying to conjure up is, the entire, like, walking area in the ground or in the stage. Yeah, just spikes. There's two portals above me at all times. He's constantly jumping out of them, kicking me over and over again. I don't get to fall because I'm already getting kicked. And then that's what that match felt like. I went 10 matches with that guy.
That's a lot of matches.
Yeah, because I figured, hey, they're kicking my ass very hard. I will probably learn something from this. I did learn stuff from that, and I can counter I can counter JP now. You just said Jamie. So sometimes you need to take the 10 times L.
Yeah.
But that's also a thing of, like, I just had the most rotten luck online. Because Battle Hub, I don't. Have you even used the Battle Hub once? Okay, well, in the Battle Hub, it's kind of like an old-time arcade. You can talk with people and shit. You can sit down to cabinets and fight people in Street Fighter 6, or you can go to the other section and play old games that are just in the game. And like, because of this, because it's just people walking up to you. The game doesn't tell you the rank. You have to go to your profile history to check what rank they were, because the game never tells you while you're fighting them what rank they are.
Alright then.
Which is good. It's good because that means that people, like, people can't deny you just based off of rank.
Yeah.
But it also leads to the most rotten luck, where, like, I went online into Battle Hub because one of the missions was play like 10 matches in the Battle Hub to get kudos.
Right.
And I went to the Battle Hub, and then I had a 10 match loss
yeah
streak against a guy, and they were platinum 3. And then I had a 6 match loss streak against a Kami who was platinum 4. Yeah. And then I went, you know what, battle hopped. And then I left. And, you know, sometimes you can tell that someone is like a lot higher rank than you.
Yeah.
I could tell with those people. Well, not the Cammy actually. Somehow the Cammy didn't feel that bad, even though they also beat my ass very hard. But the Cammy, it awfully felt like every time I fight Cammy, which is fucking hate the jab.
Right?
But yeah, the like Cammy matchups for me are very bad, and they make me dislike Cammy a bit because the people online uh are very good at min-maxing the fun out of Cammy as a character. Like, you know, a lot of times it feels like Cammy's whole moveset is made up of Falcon Arrow, Cannon Spike, Jab, both crouching and standing variants, Sweep. Sometimes, very rarely, Hooligan.
Hooligan is the what? The barrel roll?
Uh, yeah, Hooligan is when you form
That
into
was
a
hard
ball.
to do. I don't know how to do it.
I would have to check for modern. I know how to
Oh,
do it
in
in
modern, I
classic,
think it's
but it's
down special, but like
uh,
the classic, I don't know the input.
classic is half circle. It's either back down forward or down forward or forward down back.
Ah,
And if you check on modern, you might still be able to do it that way, and it deals more damage.
I think so.
But
I'll have to look into that. I remember doing the
yeah, like
hooligan a fair bit in Street Fighter 4, or maybe what is it, so the not Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom. It was one of the games where I was able to consistently whip out the barrel roll.
yeah, I feel like the hooligan combination is another one of those moves where they can't decide what input it's on. Sometimes it's a half circle diagonal. Sometimes it's a half circle just normally. Sometimes it's Shoryuken. You know, forward, down, down,
Right?
forward.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure that in this game it's a half circle back, so it would be forward, forward, down, and back, and then fire, punch, or kick. I don't remember. Which, you know, I say punch or kick. It doesn't matter to you.
I don't even know what the punch and kick buttons are.
Yeah. Uh, but yeah, Street Fighter 6. I guess I don't know.
Yeah.
What else have
What
you
else
done?
have I done? Let's see. Mario Kart, because new DLC dropped this week, I think, because I was talking about it last week that it's
Yeah.
going to drop sometime this week. So yes,
Did you get Coconut Malled?
Coconut Mall was added a long time ago, but yes, I always get Coconut Malled. Um, two new cups have been added in the DLC, as well as I want to say three new characters. In the new characters are Petey Piranha, Wiggler, and Kamek. We all know them and we all love them. Petey Piranha, the OG, love that character. Um, yeah, those are some fun additions to have. Petey Piranha is a heavy character, and both Wiggler and Kamek are medium, which is interesting because Kamek historically has always been a light character for the most part. Yes,
See, these make no sense to me because the last Mario Kart I played was on the
that's
N64.
fair. So in N64 terms, PD Piranha has higher speed and poorer acceleration, and Kamek and Wiggler are all around.
Ah,
And yeah, that will stats will change based on what cart combinations you pick, because in Mario Kart 8, I want to say they introduced, it was either Mario Kart 8 or Mario Kart 7 on the DS. They introduced a new mechanic where Nintendo doesn't give you like a broad selection of some pre-made, default carts to choose from. Now it's you as a player get to choose your cart frame, your wheels, and your glider, which the glider doesn't really matter, but I mean, to some people it probably matters a lot.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Which combination makes Luigi land on his feet?
we're all asking that same question.
Like really, like you talk about the DLCs for Mario Kart, and we don't know that they're not worth the price of signing up for Nintendo Plus or whatever they call it.
Yeah,
Yeah, until they add Waluigi running on his feet for the
that's a
cart.
fact. But yeah, we can ignore all the cart combinations and options and whatnot because that's try hard stuff that I don't care about. I just care that Wiggler can ride the Wiggler bike and it looks horrifying.
I called out my brother for this bike.
Anyway, new cups were added. We've got the new Leaf Cup, or is it Leaf Cup? No, it's Feather Cup. Leaf Cup is in the base game. Don't ask me the difference. I don't remember. Anyway, Feather Cup comes with 4 new courses, obviously. The first one is a Mario Kart Tour map, Athens Dash. Second one is a Mario Kart Double Dash course, Daisy Cruiser. Third, a Mario Kart Wii course, which is called Moonview Highway. And then the fourth and final course in that cup is called Squeaky Clean Sprint, which is an all new, brand new map that was made specifically for this DLC. Now, Athens Dash is a tour map. Historically speaking, I've not liked tour maps at all, but this one's great. It's phenomenal. The map design in Athens Dash is top tier. It's probably one of my favorite maps just flat out in the game, not even dividing the maps between like modern, retro, and tour. It's just one of the best courses in the game as far as I'm concerned. Very well done there. Lots of fun routes and hidden shortcuts, but not really. Just a few. I don't know how many. I've not spent too much time in that. But great map all around. Daisy Cruiser makes the transition from the GameCube to the Switch. A lot of changes to this map, but a lot of the heart and soul and foundation of the original Daisy Cruiser is still intact. There's still a kind of a quote unquote shortcut that isn't actually any faster than the normal path that was present in the original GameCube Double Dash version. In fact, in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, they took out a what is it? We'll call it a boost mechanic. So in the original Daisy Cruiser, there's a section of the map where you fall through the floor, go underground, then you get shot out of a cannon, and the cannon has kind of a little suction type action to it, to where if you're nearby it, you'll get sucked in and launched out. So it's very, very easy to not miss the cannon. In this adaptation in Mario Kart not Wii, 8 Deluxe, we'll call it Mario Kart Deluxe henceforth. In Mario Kart Deluxe, if you fall down the hole, you have to avoid 2 massive oysters that spawn down there. The clams, I'm gonna use oyster and clam interchangeably. The clams do have item boxes in their mouths, but there's a high chance that the mouth will close before you can drive in and grab the item box. And if the mouth closes, you'll bump off of the oyster and you'll be stuck there until you can maneuver around it. And it's stupid, and I hate it. And it makes the shortcut a long ass cut because you can get stuck on those oysters for like 5 entire seconds, which is a lot of time in racing time, and it's abysmal.
It sounds like Sonic Racing, or no, Team Sonic Racing.
Yeah.
There we go.
And then to add to the fact that they added the clams down below, which aren't helpful whatsoever, they also took away the suction feature of the original cannon from the original Daisy Cruiser. So you no longer get sucked into the portal to the outside. You have to drive through it and then hit some speed ramps on the way through it. And then finally you'll get launched out of the cannon and you'll be transferred into the skies, so your glider will pop out and you'll be flying for a little while. That's all inconsequential though, because it is very, very, very possible to drift into the shortcut. And as you're drifting, you take a turn too sharp or too loose, and you just hit the side of the cannon, and you don't get sucked in like you would have in Double Dash. You just hit the side of it, and you get stuck there. So going down that
Right.
bottom route, there's a 95% chance you're going to get stuck on the oyster, or a 95% chance you're going to get stuck on the cannon wall, and it's terrible. They made the shortcut, which wasn't really a shortcut to begin with, into a long cut. So there's really no point in going down there at all.
Not a long cut, being a director's cut.
Yeah, that's the Zack Snyder slow motion extra hour of padding cut.
Yeah, you have to between the clams and the cannon. There's also a scene with Jared
Right?
Leto.
And yeah, Jared Leto at the bottom of the ocean, if only. Let's leave him there.
uh, but yeah, like the level design that you're talking about, because like I haven't played Mario Kart, but I have played other kart racers.
Yeah.
Some of them, technically. I've played Kart Combat, which is Mortal Kombat's kart racer that existed.
Mortal Kombat had a kart racer?
Not a separate one. On the PlayStation 2, if you buy Mortal Kombat Armageddon has a full-on kart racer built in that you can
What
just
the
play.
heck?
It even had online
What
play back when the servers were functional.
Why is this not more well known? Or
I don't
outspoken?
I don't know, but years later, after they made the game, someone went up to Ed Boon, who is the the lead guy
Yeah.
with Mortal Kombat, and they brought up some of the modes, because they made more of these games, by the way. Like all of the games that came out on the PS2, all of them had their own little feature. Well, actually, it might have just been Deception or well, not Deception and Armageddon, but whatever. They had their own little separate modes that you could play, and they were all full other games on top of the fighting
That's
game you bought.
amazing.
Yeah. So like, Kart Combat was Armageddon. Oh yeah. The thing I brought up is they brought those up to Ed, and he was like, those sound neat. Those sound neat. We should do those. And then the interviewer said, you did those.
He did do those. I'm wondering
So
what happened to them. Why can't we not kart race with Devora? Why, Ed Boon? Why? We need this.
Warner Brothers won't give them enough money. Actual legitimate problem, which like it was a two-way street, because Armageddon was supposed to save Midway from going under, because they kept pumping money into shit that flopped immediately. But it also meant that Mortal Kombat, being that cash cow, also got good budget. And Armageddon was also designed, the fighting game part was designed to reuse a lot of assets. So they had the budget to make a second game on top of it, so they did. But yeah, and then Deception had chess combat.
Did you say chess?
Which is
combat?
chess. Yes. Which is chess, but whenever you try to take a piece, you transition into Mortal Kombat. And you choose which characters are which chess pieces, and you play as that character against the enemy player's character in a Mortal Kombat fight. And whoever wins the fight takes the tile.
That sounds like the most wild game and way of playing chess I've ever heard. Imagine a real life chess tournament where the dudes are sitting there at their little chessboards playing chess, like chess nerds. But every time one of them is about to take a what will we call them, token? I don't know what the chess pieces are called. Every time a player tries to take a piece, they get up from the table, go to the side of the table, and then just brawl, duke it out.
That's close to
Actually, yeah,
That's
you're
chess
right.
boxing.
We got the boxing chess or whatnot, don't we?
Yeah, chess boxing. It's not exactly the same because it's not on every tile that you try to
it's
take.
like every 5 minutes. Yeah,
time interval.
yeah.
But still, it's pretty close to what you're saying. But yeah.
Oh man.
And then Deadly Alliance or Deception, I forget which, had Puzzle Combat, which was Puyo Puyo. Dr. Eggman's Mean Bean Machine.
I love that game. Finally, a reason to play Mortal Kombat.
On the PlayStation 2 10 years
On
ago.
the PlayStation 2 10 years ago.
Actually more, because shit. Think, the Resurrection of Mortal Kombat, the new style of Mortal Kombat came out 10 years ago
Actually,
now.
yeah, because 10 years ago was 2013, and PS2 would have been well out by then, except for FIFA.
15. Yeah, yeah, it would have been 15 plus years ago. For you to have a reason to play Mortal Kombat.
Man, I could have had such an amazing
But yeah, like
childhood.
Oh, and by the way, like 2 of those games also had like full on 3D adventure games on top of that. Like on top of the fighting game that you bought the game for, and chess combat and hard combat, you also got a 3D adventure game.
Ed Boon, what happened to your franchise? Why did you not? Why did this not herald a new age in fighting games?
Because they
That's
sucked.
fair.
Ed Boon had a lot of good ideas. Some of those are still being explored today, as you can see with World Tour. But the execution wasn't there, and the fighting game part of those Mortal Kombat games wasn't the best. But I mean, Ed Boon wasn't the only one who tried to make a 3D like action adventure game on top of their fighting game. Because Tekken 5 also has an entire 3D action adventure beat 'em up.
Oh my!
Built in, yeah. But yeah, like I played Cult Combat. I played the Sonic and Sega All Stars games. I played Team Sonic Racing. It sucked.
I think I played
like
Team
Sonic and Sega All
well.
Stars. Sonic and Sega All Stars Racing was good. Genuinely, like it's not Mario Kart. I can tell that it's not Mario Kart, but it's very fucking close.
Yeah.
Like it's trying to do a lot of the things that the later Mario Karts tried to do, and once again, it's not quite there, but it's very close. And at least compared to the other stuff I've played.
Yeah.
Team Sonic Racing came out.
It certainly did. I mean, that's most Sonic games, to be fair.
Yeah, true. But yeah, Mario Kart.
Yes. I think that wrapped up the Leaf Cup. Not Leaf Cup, Feather Cup. I keep calling it Leaf Cup. The Feather Cup. No, it doesn't, because I didn't touch on the other 2 stages, or courses. Third course, Moonview Highway, comes back from Mario Kart Wii. In Mario Kart Wii, this course was amazing because it had, like, speed panels all over the place, and it's got, like, active moving traffic because it's a highway, obviously. And you want to race as fast as you possibly can and also not kill yourself by hitting or colliding with the other cars on the road. And in Mario Kart Deluxe, a lot of the speed panels got removed. A lot of them, the speed panels have been toned down significantly, and I feel like there are more. I don't know for certain, but it feels like there are a bit more turns. Not a lot of turns, because it's actually a very straight map. There's not a lot of turns you can make, and in Mario Kart there's a mechanic called drifting, and if you drift hard enough you get a little mini turbo, and that's all information that's not really anything super important. But yeah, just know that when you turn and you execute a mini turbo, you get a slight speed boost. So there's not a lot of room for that on Moonview Highway. And
yeah,
so it's kind of not as fun as the original Wii version, because while you couldn't get all those mini turbos, the mini boosts in the Wii version, you still had all the speed panels to just run through at high velocity. So it was not a course that you could run through very fast with turns, but it was a course that went very fast just by virtue of all the speed panels on the map. And since they gutted so many speed panels, it kind of feels boring after the second lap. It's not quite as intense as the original version, which is kind of a bummer. But there are car bombs. Let me rephrase that. There are bomb cars that will drive through the Moonview Highway. And if you collide with one of those, I mean, you can guess what happens.
There's a very easy joke here.
Right. Let's not make it.
But yeah, it also occurred to me that I didn't finish my thought because I forgot it. But yeah, I brought up all those games I played to note that the Clems and Jared Leto stopping you from the
Oh
cannon
yeah.
is very similar to the way that these Sonic Racing levels were designed.
I believe it. I know maybe it wasn't Team Sonic Racing, but there was definitely a Sonic Racing game I played a couple years ago.
Did the cars transform into planes
I think
and
they
boats?
did.
That Sonic and Sega All Stars Racing
Okay.
transformed.
Okay.
That's the good one. That's the good one.
Yeah. I know I definitely didn't play it for very long because I just played it while my siblings were playing it in the living room, and I was there for a little while, but then I had to go to like work or take care of other business. I don't
Yeah.
remember,
But
but yeah.
you didn't want to play as Danica Patrick?
Who?
Danica Patrick, actual real life racer who is in the game for no reason.
Now that's absurd.
Yeah, like I guess this pool of characters that Sega owns mostly. It's like the guy the crazy taxi driver, Sonic, the guy from Shenmue, I think. Other characters like that. Danica Patrick.
Everybody's favorite Sega character.
Oh, Samba de Amigo. Samba de Amigo is also playable.
All right then.
So yeah, like the roster was funny on consoles because of that. It's even funnier. Oh yeah, but you could also play as Banjo on Xbox.
Oh man.
But
Let me go pre-order that
it's the
ASAP.
funniest.
And by pre-order I mean late order
But
because it's been out
but
for years now.
yeah, but it's even funnier on PC because on PC the exclusive characters PC got were TF2 characters and a couple of people from Yogscast.
All right then.
Yeah.
Everyone's favorite Sega character is the Yogs cast.
Yeah. So yeah, continue with Mario Kart.
Yes. Final course in the Feather Cup, not Leaf Cup, is Squeaky Clean Sprint. This is a charming little map that's brand spanking new. It is based off a bathroom, basically, and you're basically playing Ant-Man as a kart racer. You're in a bathroom. You're driving around the sinks, driving through bathtubs, driving over soap, sponges,
You-
etc.
You're trying to drive up
Yeah,
Thanos' asshole.
driving through drain pipes. And it's very similar. Yeah, it's a very quirky little charming map. I really enjoyed it. It looks like there's a lot of different paths you can go on in this map, but they're just different paths. There's no actual shortcuts that I found yet. It's just different paths that you can go on for now. So I might find some fun shortcuts in there, but for the most part, it's a very very basic map, just with a lot of variety and a lot of fun visuals that keeps it very fresh and clean.
Yeah. But does it keep it simple and clean though?
Yeah, I don't know. It gets a little too complex to be simply clean, but it's clean nonetheless.
I see.
And I think it might be my favorite map from the Feather Cup, but I'm really torn between that one and the Athens Dash because I think Athens Dash is just superbly well done. So I'd probably give it to Athens Dash, which is kind of ironic because that's the opening course. But I guess they were doing my GM booking, open strong, end strong.
Yeah. I like to imagine that since you're referring to this Federal Cup as the Leaf Cup, that there's just two Leaf Cups. One of them is spelled the normal way, and one of them is spelled Leif.
Yeah.
Just to fuck
I
with
like
people,
it. All right. I'll hit the second cup now that was added in the DLC. It is called the Cherry Cup, and this includes 2 Mario Kart World Tour maps, 1 course from Mario Kart Game Boy Advance or Mario Kart Advance. I don't remember what this subtitle was, and then one course from Mario Kart Wii, once again. Now, the tour maps, or I'll just start from, I'll go from start to finish. The first map in the cup, or first course, is the Los Angeles Laps, which is a Mario Kart Tour map. I don't like this map. It's based off of Los Angeles. Nobody likes Los Angeles. It's a Mario Kart Tour map. Those almost always suck. So there's just no redeeming quality to this course. It's not visually appealing. I have no connection whatsoever to Los Angeles. I'm sure people that do will mark out for all the Los Angeles, LA landmarks. But it's not my cup of tea. So I don't care about it.
I mean, with these real life places and the posts on them, I wonder when they're at the New York raceway, or not raceway, the New York highway level, where a toad driving a car can run you over, and then he jumps out of the car and flip you off and drives
I
away.
can't wait for that. Definitely gonna be in the final DLC. They gotta save the best for last.
Yeah.
But yeah, I didn't like the course design of Los Angeles Laps. I didn't like any of the scenery because it's Los Angeles. Ew. Basically no redeeming qualities to this first course whatsoever. So we'll quickly move on to the next course, which is from Mario Kart Advance. It is Sunset Wilds. Nobody played Mario Kart Advance. Nobody likes Mario Kart Advance. I will die on this hill, even though it's probably not true. I just don't care about any of the Mario Kart Advance courses. To me, they're slightly advanced versions of Super Nintendo courses, which are also pretty bad when you convert them into the modern day systems. It's charming to have them, but from a gameplay perspective, with very, very few exceptions, most of the time when you go to retro, the courses are just kind of boring, and that is unfortunately exactly what Sunset Wilds suffers from. Just,
I mean, I hope that they didn't actually like. I hope that the most effort they put in is to put in higher resolution textures, but it's still like 2D the entire
that's
course.
basically feels like that because the maps are flat, and in Mario Kart Deluxe you've got a dynamic gravity system, so you can like you can drive underwater, you can drive in the air, you can drive upside down. It's absurd in some locations. And we actually did see them go all out with one of the previous courses. It was Mario Kart Advance's Boo Lake, if I'm not mistaken. It was either that one or one of the previous Super Mario Kart uh, ghost maps as well. One of them it's based off of like a haunted dock, and
Oh yeah. That's from Super Mario
yeah,
Kart, I think. It's definitely one I've
yeah,
played.
yeah. And in the old school one, if you fall into the water, you get carried back from hell by Lakitu and put back on the course to finish the cup and whatnot. But in Mario Kart Deluxe, they made it so where you start the map above water, and then naturally you actually go underwater, and the boardwalk is all flooded and falling apart, and you fly off in all sorts of different directions. It's very cool to look at. It's very fun to play on. It's very modern for such a retro track, and my hat is off to all the designers behind that map. But then with so many other Super Nintendo and Advance courses, it's just like here's the original layout, and here's some modernized 3D blocks that we've incorporated that look exactly like the old school 2D sprite boxes. Nostalgia. Have that sweet nostalgia. There's nothing to these maps. They're flat. They're boring. They're short. They've got like 5 turns at minimum, 6 turns at most. It's not good. It's ugly. It's not good. And then you've got the random ass speed panels placed random assly all around because the original developers of Mario Kart had a slight idea of what they were doing, but Mario Kart would be innovated for much better much later on. So to have these like 1-to-1 translations in Mario Kart Deluxe it just doesn't work out because it feels clunky, it feels gimmicky, it's not fun to look at, it's not fun to play on. It's like, no, ew, boring, stop it. If the final two cups that they release in DLC have any Mario Kart Advance or Super Nintendo courses added, I will flip a lid, I will pop a gasket, I will hunt down whoever is in charge of Nintendo at this very moment, or at that moment anyway, not this moment, because it could change. We don't know. But I will hunt them down. I will find them. I will slap them across the face, and I will tell them that their parents are disappointed in them, and they will cry, I hope, until the police find me and apprehend me, and then I get sued, and then I go to jail, and then I'm the one who's crying, and it's gonna be a bad time for all of us, except for the guy who won in court. Anyway, I don't like it. GBA Sunset Wilds, kiss my ass. I don't like it. It's boring. Stop bringing back all the super retro courses.
I mean, we know that the last two DLC packs will be nothing but the Nintendo 64 levels.
Oh
that they
yeah,
haven't
oh
adapted
yeah.
yet.
Mario Kart 64, what a game.
Like the Penguin one.
I
Have
actually
they
think
adapted
that
that
one's
one?
already in at this point.
All right, I'm gonna assume they did Moo Moo
Yeah,
Meadows
Moo
because
Moo
that's
Meadows
like the
is
most
definitely in.
well-known one.
That was
And is the one where Toad actually like drives over you and flips you off?
no. We have yet to have Toad drive over us and flip us off. As far as I'm aware.
I don't I don't remember which level it was. I'm pretty sure it's adapted. It's been adapted, was it? Oh, it's Toad Highway, isn't it? The name of it.
Uh,
There was a highway level in Mario 64, Mario Kart 64, where it would be it's a highway with mostly stationary cars. Some of them would move later on though, and they can run you over.
I think they did adapt. If they didn't adapt that specific one, they definitely have one like it. Um, hmm.
But yeah, those and Wario Stadium are the ones that I remember the most from Mario Kart 64.
I didn't know there
Which
was
Wario
a
Stadium? I have
Wario
to.
Stadium in 64.
There was a stadium level.
There
I
probably
mean, yeah, you need
was,
like
because I know there's
monster
a
truck.
Wario. Oh wait, I'm thinking Coliseum. There's a Wario Stadium in the DS version. I know that for a fact, and then the Coliseum was in Double Dash, which I was confusing for another stadium because it's a stadium. But I was actually conflating the two Wario brothers because Waluigi has a stadium course which has been brought back from Double Dash, and Wario has a Coliseum in Double Dash that has not been brought back.
Because yeah, I also remember that it was very similar to Waluigi Stadium from what I saw in Mario Kart 8. So I don't think they're bringing that one back if they haven't already.
You never know.
I wouldn't
Yeah.
complain. Like, I don't really remember the other ones, but it was just like Mario's stage was there.
Yeah.
You know. Did they bring back the train one
Yes.
with
Yes.
Yoshi?
The what is it called? It's on the tip of my tongue. What is it? Calamari Desert. Yeah.
Ah, yeah, that one.
Yeah, that one got brought back.
Can you still fall to your death on the rope bridge?
I actually don't think you can. I don't remember that being a factor in Deluxe.
I'm trying to remember other Mario Kart 64 tracks, but I don't actually remember. Like there were definitely more than that. Because I remember like one cup's worth. But yeah, other than that, no, not really. I don't remember
That's
any.
fair.
I mean, it was Mario
Yeah,
Kart
I
64.
wasn't a big fan of Mario Kart 64, but I also played that a lot later in life. If I played that when I was young and that was my first Mario Kart, I would probably have similar nostalgic feelings that most of the population in the world has regarding 64. But nope, not me.
See that's just me with most Nintendo IPs.
Understandable.
And at the same time, I was also there. Like Mario was one of the first games I played. I just didn't play 3, Like I played Mario Brothers 1, so I guess I have nostalgia for that one. But even still, it's like I don't really go back to play Mario Brothers 1. It's
Yeah,
Mario Brothers 1.
yeah.
Like it's not the same as like Hudson's Adventure Island 2, which like if I have to play on any NES platform, I will play Hudson's Adventure Island 2 because it's Mario Brothers 1, but better because they were copying Super Mario Brothers, but added shit.
All right.
Like they had the whole mount system and shit before Mario World,
Yeah,
so
it's crazy to me. I thought Yoshi was revolutionary, but no, he was a fraud.
I mean, Yoshi was revolutionary in the fact that he doesn't immediately just explode. I guess.
As far as we're aware, it hasn't happened yet.
Yeah. But yeah,
All
continue. I
right.
guess.
So continuing in the Cherry Cup, the next third course in the cup is from Mario Kart Wii, Koopa Cape. This I was actually surprised when I saw this was released in this new DLC wave because I don't know why, but I thought it had already been in the game for several years. I thought it was part of the base game for several years. But apparently my brain
Uh,
lied to me. It was not here this entire time. I guess my brain was living in a parallel universe that actually did get this course added well before this DLC came out. Because I could have sworn that we had Koopa Cape.
I'll obviously think this is a case of the Bernstein
Right,
Bears, and you're in a different
exactly.
universe now.
Uh, Retroactively, I tried to figure out why I thought it was in this game before it was, and I've come to the conclusion that I was kind of confusing and conflating the Koopa Cape with two other maps that exist in the game. One of them being Dolphin Shoals, which has a very similar layout and aesthetic to it, and the other being Piranha Plant Slide from the 3DS, which again has a very similar feel. It's got very similar parts of the map that feel very similar to Koopa Cape. Like, for example, at one point in Koopa Cape, you drive from the top level of the map down through basically a warp pipe, and you're underground for a little while, and then you shoot right back out on the other side, back into the main world. And that
Yeah.
exact same thing happens in the map Piranha Plant Slide, as well as in Dolphin Shoals. So I think that was just my brain putting those, that section together in my head and thinking, oh yeah, that's just Koopa Cape.
Yeah.
But yeah, it came back. It was definitely one of my favorite courses from Mario Kart Wii. It's definitely one of the ones that I point to as being one of their best from that game. So again, that's another reason why I was so surprised that it took so long to get it back in the game, because I thought that was kind of in my opinion, it should have been one of the most popular courses from that game. So I figured, fan appeal or fan demand, what have you, would have had it be brought back sooner, but apparently not. But yeah, they reinterpreted it very well into deluxe. It doesn't. The original Koopa Cape could feel very claustrophobic when you get down to the tunnel, and very hectic because they have all these kind of hazards down there that can also shrink you when you hit them. But that's not really information that you need to know. It's just a random thing that happens. But in this reinterpretation in Deluxe, they actually widen the pipe that you go through and drive through, and I think there's one less stage hazard down there. So it feels much more wide open and much less frantic, which I kind of enjoy. But at the same time, it's Mario Kart, so I kind of enjoy more insanity. I don't know. Your mileage may vary. But yeah,
Yeah.
Koopa Cape was very well done, and I enjoyed it. And then the final course is a Mario Kart Tour map. And let me tell you, I was so mad when I saw that they added two Mario Kart Tour maps into one cup. I was mad straight up when I learned that there were three Is it three? Yeah, three tour maps that were released in this wave. I was so upset at that. But then Athens Dash was a great map, so I was like, okay, this is fine. Then I played on LA, and it was like, okay, no, this is terrible. Then I went to Vancouver, and it was like, oh wait, no, this is amazing. Because just like Athens Dash, Vancouver Velocity doesn't even feel like it's a Mario Kart Tour map. It feels like its own unique Mario Kart map. Just remove the Vancouver, it's still a Mario Kart map. Remove the Athens, it's still a Mario Kart map. Remove LA, it's a garbage map for garbage people and garbage developers who shouldn't have wasted their time developing it. But yeah, Vancouver Velocity, 5-star map all around. Very, very fun visuals. It's a snowy map because, of course, it's Vancouver. It's always snowing in Canada, as we all know. And, yeah, map design, lots of fun little ways you can go through the map. Lots of fun, not super sharp turns or anything like that, but lots. Yeah, obviously lots of turns in a map, in a course, in a game about racing, because that's all races are, turns. But yeah,
I don't know. I don't know. They could have at the drag
that would
racing
have
level.
sucked. They kind of do have a drag racing level though. The Excite Bike Arena, which was added in Mario Kart 8's DLC, not 8 Deluxe, 8 from the Switch. Not Switch, from the
Yeah,
Wii
vanilla.
U, rather. The vanilla DLC, mind you. They added Excite Bike Arena, which is a adaptation of their popular franchise Excite Bike, where that course is a straight line, a left turn, or a right one if you're playing mirror mode, and then it's another straight line. And I cannot emphasize how straight the lines are. It's straight line, it's
I
light
mean,
turn.
don't you have jumps at
Yes, and
least?
then there are the jumps, but for the most part, it's just straight line. Straight line with jumps. And everybody loves Excite Bike
See,
Arena.
that's
I don't get the appeal.
see that's see that's still too much effort. You need to do the jumps. You can reach your top velocity. It should be just one long strip, no turns, no jumps, no quills, no pillows, just two balls on a pond.
You're exactly right, and this is the problem with Mario Kart Deluxe and why it's only 9 stars out of 10. But yeah, Vancouver Velocity. I'll say it again. Great map. I was really impressed with the visuals and the course design, and my hat is off to the development team once again for making a Mario Kart Tour map not suck. And that wraps up Mario Kart Tour on my part, and I think that also wraps up my week.
All right. Well, as for my week, we've discussed Street Fighter 6, so I will not discuss Street Fighter 6 further. Then, construction has been happening a lot.
Yeah.
As you have heard earlier, I am not helping with construction anymore, for I am injured
Oh no.
while putting. So previously, working the construction was me and my mom. Now it's just her for the most part because I conjured a gnarly dash, no, a gnarly gash on my arm
Oh no.
when we're putting down the flooring, and it was close to having to get stitches put into it, and yeah, that was nice. And this happened 2
That's
days
not
ago.
good.
Yeah. So all of that leveling up that I was talking about doing it, or not leveling up, the ranking up in I was doing in Street Fighter 6.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did that with like 1.5 hand.
All right.
Like Pink, if you want to try to beat me in Street Fighter, now is the chance because now I can fight at my full potential. But yeah, uh, I got my finger very bad, as I told you. It's one of the crevices, like the
Yeah.
bendy parts. Yeah, it's like pretty, like not straight on, but mostly straight on the
Oh
bendy
my.
part. Yeah, there was a good bit of blood. It wasn't nice.
I believe it.
And yeah, it's gotten to the point where like, well, no, it's not as bad as it could have been, Because once again, didn't need stitches, thank God.
Yeah.
But it did look pretty bad when it was new, and I still can't bend my finger because I'm afraid of straightening it back out then, because it would probably rip it up.
Yeah.
This has though left or wait, this has left me flipping off everyone and everything at any point in time whenever I need to bend my
Fair.
fingers though, which is funny. But yeah, so that's basically what's been happening to me. I've been doing a lot of construction work. I like you know the stuff that I've been doing is refitting the entire kitchen.
Oh my.
Yeah, like taking the furniture, I don't know what they call it over there, the
Yeah.
islands, I think. Yeah, taking out the islands, putting new feet on them because the old feet broke. Putting new feet on them. Ripping up the ground from both the like the hall, I guess you could call it, the little like
Yeah.
cement walkway that leads out of the house. Yeah, ripping up the ground from there and the kitchen, putting down new ground, putting down tiling, which caught my hand. Ripping off the tiling off of the wall in the kitchen, so it can be replaced. It's in the process of being not being replaced with tiling, but it's being replaced still. Taking the islands apart to check why they aren't like stable, and I'm trying to make them stable. And by the way, have I told you that we live on the 4th story?
No, you did not.
So like before all of this, I had to carry up all of the shit to the 4th story. Like all of the tile like glue and shit like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, which I think the tiles were 50 pounds a piece, and we had like 13 boxes of them.
Oh my.
And we had 4 bags, which I think a bag was around 100 pounds. Four bags of the shit you're supposed to put down on the floor so it's straight.
Yeah.
Yeah, 4 bags of those and two bags of the tile glue, which were, I would say, under like 25 pounds. No, it was 25 kilos if memory serves, which would be 50 pounds. So yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, the shit that I worked on, despite my lack of experience, turned out good. You know how there's the ovens and shit like that you're supposed to like put into the wall. Yeah, we got gifted one of those by my principal because they didn't need it, their family.
Ah.
And it's been just kind of in the open for a while, but my mom wanted to actually put it into the wall like it's supposed to be. So I had to figure that out too.
Yeah.
It actually turned out rather nice. So some of the furniture is just shit and will need to be replaced, but I did what I could with what I had. But yeah, because of this, I haven't done a lot. Whenever I had time, I would just like play Street Fighter for an hour. So my whatchamacallit, my premium currency would be paid back, which it has been.
Right. Nice.
Because by the way, Pink, you can buy the premium track on the season pass for. I've heard people say $5. It's not true. At least in my experience, it's a bit over $5. But still, it's definitely under 10.
Right.
It's like 7 or so. But yeah, you can buy the premium currency for it for like $7.
I don't even know what comes in it.
And then you can buy the.
I'll have to check that.
Oh, you can. Yeah, you can check in the menu. But you get a free game. The first item on the premium check is always a free game.
What does that mean?
There's there's the gallery in the main menu in Street Fighter 6. You can go to the gallery and there's a games section because you can use Street Fighter 6 to emulate other Capcom titles, older ones. And you get the titles to emulate from these premium tracks. And they literally just like don't do anything, just buy the premium track and you get the game. But yeah. So yeah, if you get to level 30 in the season pass, then they pay you back the money. The premium currency, they pay to get the premium track. So that's what I've been doing. Is that I just grind out the season pass as fast as I can, and then I play other games. Pretty much, because I hate season passes a lot because they can be very asshole-ish in the way they're designed. I'm fine with how Hi-Res does it because Hi-Res gives you enough premium currency by drip feeding it to you, where you can choose your own battles of like, hey, I want the premium track stuff from this season pass. So I have enough gems, I can just buy it and then get it, and I won't get another one for the next like 4 months. But I got this one and I wanted this one. Street Fighter is another one where like I call it well designed just based off of the fact that I have bought the premium currency for 1 season pass and I have used it on 2 right now. And unless they raise the prices on it, then I will be able to use it for the next whoever knows how many.
Nice.
Like, people complain about Capcom putting in the season pass at all, and I was like, well, whatever. If the stuff in it is shit, then I just won't buy it, and I can ignore it because it's mostly Avatar stuff, which it is, by the way. Most of it is Avatar stuff, and the one game every season pass, and music. You get music from older games, so you can put a playlist together and listen to that in World Tour or in other game modes. Like, I haven't figured out how to put it into a lot of other game modes, but you can definitely use it in World Tour and Battle Hub. The playlist. So yeah, like for me, this season pass is worth it because I've paid for 1 and once again have used it on 2 and maybe the next whoever knows how many.
Yeah.
But yeah, so basically, whenever I wouldn't be helping my mom do the construction stuff, I would just be playing Street Fighter for like an hour, get beaten 4 times by people flowcharting, and go, hey, I don't want to do this right now. Or alternatively, boot the game up, look at the clock, see it's like nearly 12 a.m. Play around, get the shit beat out of me because I'm tired, and then go, you know what, I'll just sleep. But yeah, thankfully, by the way, if you'll want to grind out the season pass, grinding it out isn't that hard. You need 14,500 points for you to get to level 30 to get your money back. You get 100 points for every set.
I see.
Or going through arcade. You also get 100 points for going through arcades every time you go through arcade, but sets are faster because that's only like 6 rounds at most instead of 24. So yeah. And that's what I've done. So I guess we can call it a podcast. Well,
I guess.
Bye, I guess.
Say bye since you're the host, technically?
I don't know. I guess you do.
Bye-bye!